Team PokeColors family, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you've been well. Today we're going to be taking a look at a set that has completely taken off in price, and it's actually not one of the modern sets. It's a more of a vintage kind of, I don't even know if you'd call it mid-era at this point, one of those sets that's a little bit older. So before we get into today's video, guys, do me a favor, hit the subscribe down below if you're new, and if you're not new, hit the like button if you do enjoy this video. And check out the links in the description down below. I do have an affiliate link down below with Coronet Pokestop from Twitter/X. They have the greatest selection of Japanese products, and they're going to be getting a lot of cool stuff coming in, like the Gem 1, Gem 2 boxes from the Chinese sets with the evolutions. So be sure to check out that link, go shopping, and help support the channel. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. One thing that I want to let you guys know about, first of all, Primal Clash is the set we're going to be talking about today. And what's crazy about it is that it is from 2015, so 10 years old at this point. And if you look at the price of some sets in 2020 that were around this, 10-year-old mark, I remember I was buying Heart Gold Soul Silver cards in 2020, roughly around there, like the Legend cards, and they were super cheap as well. And then it's only now that things have taken off, of course. And what happens is when there's a big Pokemon boom, there's one specific niche that usually pops off in price. And here lately, it's obviously been the sealed product of modern cards. But I think as far as the sets go, in terms of singles, Vintage hasn't really seen that much of a boom with this latest one here, which is really interesting. But, a set like Primal Clash, Steam Siege, X and Y, and Sun and Moon, the sets that are a few generations older, they have really seen that growth this time around. And so, what does that say? I don't know. Maybe people are more interested in the more modern looking cards overall altogether. I have no idea. But interestingly enough, Primal Clash was one of those sets that came out, and this is my in progress completed set binder here for it. But when Primal Clash came out, it was well received for the most part. It came out with the Heart Gold, or not Heart Gold. It came out with the releases of the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire re-releases of the games. And so taking a look at the actual set itself, it's relatively small compared to what we're used to seeing today. But they did introduce these ancient trait cards, which are kind of like, they're not full art, but they're not illustration rares. They're pretty close though. They're basically like 3/4 of the card is the artwork. And then in this, instance, we're getting to the pages where I don't have all the cards here. But either way, the Primal Clash set has just completely taken off, and partly that's mostly due to the megas in the set. And Steam Siege, which has megas as well, isn't really taken off as much in price. So like, look at this Primal Kyogre. I'll throw a little blurb. Shout out Pokemon GG for providing the prices of these cards. But yeah, this card did not used to be $50. Like, this card was sub, like, I don't know, $2-3 for the longest time. And this one's not in the greatest shape, of course, but it's the binder card nonetheless. And honestly, just seeing how the prices have affected these older sets makes me really wonder what's next. I have some ideas, so maybe there's a video for that to come in the future. But for the most part, it's really just the megas, thanks to Pokemon re-releasing megas later this year. So megas are popping off in price, tag teams as well, even though that's from the Sun and Moon era. But I think megas are pretty much associated to the XY era, and then Sun and Moon era was known for tag teams. Sword and Shield was known for alternate arts, and then Scarlet Violet's known for the special illustration rares. So each generation has its own little quirk about it, its own little gimmick as far as cards and artworks and stuff. And as you can see, your boy's missing a lot here. Somehow I ended up getting a Primal Groudon full art mega, which is incredible because if you look at the price of it now, oh my gosh. I don't know what I paid for this or traded for this in terms of, yeah, I definitely probably bought this. I don't know that I would have traded for one that was this rough of shape. So I probably got a good deal on it. I probably spent like 15-20 bucks on it, but either way, it's a neat card. And a lot of the XY full arts have this insane texture pattern going. Like, I don't know if you've ever held one in person before, but you can take your finger and kind of you can feel the actual texture on the card, which we haven't had something like that super textured in a long time. So I would love for them to get back to that. The special illustration rares in the Scarlet Violet era are textured to some point, but nothing nowhere near as textured as like seeing these like lines right here on this dark spot. So really beautiful card. And yeah, it's just Primal Clash has gone off. I remember, you know, it's really crazy to think about back in 2020, 2021 even, I was able to go to my local Meijer, and this was prior to, like, you know, the mass spread of Pokemon just taking over the whole world for the most part. Me and my cousin, who actually started this channel with me, we went to Meijer and we found Primal Clash sleeved blisters in the year 2020, and they were just sitting on the shelves of rows of like single blister packs, and you know, it was crazy to find those then. Should have kept them, never kept them. But then there's also, you know, this little sub-series that came out at the similar time frame as Primal Clash called Double Crisis, and that has specific packs, kind of like what we're getting with the black and white sets, where you can only pull certain cards from the black set, only certain cards from the white set. And with this one here, these cards in particular, the Team Aqua's Kyogre EX and the Team Aqua's Groudon have also taken off in price. But you could only pull the Kyogre from an Aqua pack, I think, or maybe it was the same. It might have been the same. I don't remember. It's been so long, but I have that set complete, thank goodness, because this set also is very expensive now, thanks to the trainers Pokemon kind of returning here in the last few set releases. But yeah, Primal Clash is one of those sets where it was printed a lot, and it's hyped up a lot right now. I would say don't worry about trying to get certain cards right now from Primal Clash, and even Roaring Skies and some of the other like later XY sets like Ancient Origins even too, because you know, at least with Primal Clash, this is, I would assume, artificially inflated just due to the mega hype and, you know, people actually talking about Primal Clash for the first time in 10 years. So if you're looking for specific cards from this set, don't worry. They've been out for 10 years and they've had their ups and downs, of course, but for the most part, I mean, I don't see them like super, you know, taking off in terms of price and holding that price for very long term. Like, a lot of these cards have been available for so many years that, you know, there's plenty out there. It's not like a Skyridge set where it was like hardly printed. This set was printed through the roof back in the day. This set in particular, it was Primal Clash, Roaring Skies, and Steam Siege. Those were the three sets that after they released, you would end up getting, you know, you'd end up getting those packs and tins and boxes, and you're like, oh crap, I don't want that. Like, you wanted the new set, like Breakpoint, Ancient Origins, you know, going through that later XY run there, generations, you know. So I don't think Primal Clash is going to be something that people are going to be talking about in a year from now. It's probably just people are riding on the hype that it has seen for the first time in 10 years, and they have, you know, certain collectors out there have probably stockpiled this set just waiting for this moment. So that's what they're doing, is they're cashing out. And yeah, always check eBay. There's always deals on eBay, you know, like you never know what you might find. I still find eBay deals all the time for certain cards that I want. So, you know, you always got to check there. Auctions are great, and you know, local card shops might not even be aware of the Primal Clash boom if they just, you know, priced out a card and then set it on the shelf for a couple weeks. You know, you might be able to find a steal or deal there. But that's today's video, guys. Just wanted to talk about Primal Clash, give you guys my thoughts. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is this set truly reaching its true potential of price point, or is it just super overhyped and overinflated that it'll go down and everyone will move on to something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Personally, like I said before, I think this is just temporary hype on the set Primal Clash, and I don't see this being a long-term, you know, super desirable set. The sealed product, however, that's a different story. But for in terms of the singles, you know, like in terms of acquiring singles that you want from this set, I would say just hold out for a couple months. Wait till the black and white set comes out. Everybody will be shifted focus to that. I know Primal Clash is probably already on the back burner of people's minds as far as, you know, sets that have been taken off in price. But I think Megas together collectively have been taken off in price. So that's just something that happens when Pokemon releases a new type of card. I mean, we had something similar happen to the old school EXs when they announced that they were bringing back EX for the Scarlet Violet era, and now you can kind of see that they've, you know, settled back down for the most part. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, just a little short and sweet one, And yeah, let me know what you think of Primal Clash in the comments. Have you ever opened a Primal Clash pack? I have. I've opened a lot. I've opened a booster box. Don't want to talk about it, but yeah. Hopefully you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.